Hello friends, welcome to School of Political Science. Today I want to discuss a serious issue which have risen recently in India, that is crisis of drinking water throughout India. Recently lot of newspaper has published several articles regarding water issues in 21 cities of the country like Chennai, Bangalore, etc. According to these articles, within 2020 there are no more groundwater left in these places. Chennai is the first city which is facing this issue very badly. Now, question is what will happen if all groundwater is finished throughout India? What will we do to prevent such serious issue? Let's try to answer of such questions. First, we have to know about the groundwater and the present status of groundwater in India. Government of India has published a report called Overview of Groundwater in India in 2016. So, how is the groundwater stored? According to the report, groundwater is the water that seeps through rocks and soils and is stored below the ground. The rocks in which groundwater is stored are called aquifers. Aquifers are typically made up of gravel, sand, sandstones, or limestones. Water moves through these rocks because they have large connected spaces that make them permeable. The area where water fills the aquifers is called the saturated zone. The depth from the surface at which ground water is found is called the water table. The water table can be as shallow as a foot below the ground or it can be a few hundred meters deep. Heavy rains can cause the water table to rise, and conversely, continuous extraction of groundwater can cause the level to fall. The report also shows that as of April 2015, annual water availability of the country in terms of natural runoff in rivers is about 1869 billion cubic meter per year. But the usable water resources of the country have been estimated as 1123 billion cubic meter per year. Out of this 1123 BCM per year, the share of surface water is 690 BCM per year and groundwater is 433 BCM per year. The 68% annual groundwater resource of the country is coming from the contribution of rainfall, and 32% groundwater comes from the other resources like canal seepage, return flow from irrigation, recharge from tanks, ponds, and water conservation structure. Due to the massive increasing populations in India, the national per capita annual availability of water has reduced from 1816 cubic meters in 2001 to 1554 cubic meters in 2011. So it is clearly shows that the availability of per capita groundwater has reduced 15% from previous decades. Many studies believe that India is fast moving to crisis of groundwater overuse and overexploitation. 89% of groundwater used in the irrigation sector in India. 50% of urban water requirements and 85% of rural domestic water requirements are also fulfilled by the groundwater, and only 2% usage of groundwater belongs to the industrial sectors. In terms of groundwater usage, India is the biggest groundwater users after China and USA. According to the Central Groundwater Board, this kind of overuse and exploitation of groundwater has reduced the groundwater levels in India by 61% between 2007 and 2017. It is estimated that while 81% of all households have access to 40 liters of water per day through some source. About 18 to 20% of rural households in India have connections for piped water supply. This has created mismatch in water availability and supply. According to the Composite Water Management Index of the Niti Aayog, 75% of households do not have drinking water on premise and about 84% rural households do not have piped water access. According to World Water Development Report by the United Nations Educational and Scientific and Cultural Organizations, that India is the largest extractor of groundwater in the world. 54% of India's ground wells have declined over the past 7 years, and 21 major cities are expected to run out of the groundwater by 2020. That's why India faces a dual challenge to regulate the growing demands for groundwater while replenishing its sources. According to the Assessment Act in 1882, every landowner has right to collect and dispose all the water under land and on surface within his own limits. Due to this law, it is very difficult to regulate extraction of groundwater as it is owned by the person to whom the land belongs. This law gives the landowners a significant power over groundwater. According to the Constitution, water-related issues are the state subject. The state government can make law on these issues. Every state government should unite to solve these issues with central government. This is the national issues which need to immediate solve. Climate change is the main issue for groundwater crisis in all over the world. The only solutions available for us is plantation of tree in huge numbers. It is our responsibility to stop wastage of water, preserve water for future use. We should pressurize government to take action to prevent this water issue for our healthy and sustainable future. We can politicize this issue collectively. We all have responsibility to save water. Thank you friends for watching this video. For more video, please do subscribe our channel.